So hey everybody, how are you doing today? My name is Brendan Bromley and we are going to be looking over the fourth movie in the Insidious franchise, Insidious, The Last Key. And for those who don't know what this movie is about, it's about the character of Elise, yes, the psychic from the first movie who helped the little boy get out from the further, who helped them. Not only that, she was also the main character of the third movie, helping out the family that needed help. And well, in this movie we learn about her backstory and how abusive her family actually was, or at least her dad was to her. And so we learn about that, and well, all these years later, we find out that something else is still in the house. And when she gets a call from a man who's living in the house right now, and he's saying the house is haunted, she was forced to go back and confront the demon that she unleashed all of those years ago when she was a kid. And that's the basic version of the story. If I were to go into like what really happens, it would take probably the entire span of this whole video for me to explain it. And that's one of my main complaints as well, that the story is really complicated. And well, I have a couple main complaints, 3 to be exact. You just heard my first one, that I believe the story's too complicated for its own good. My second main complaint is that it's not scary enough. The entire movie relies on jump scares rather than building up suspense. Obviously, we build up suspense for the jump scare, but the suspense, in my opinion, is what is scarier than the jump scare. And what's funny is this. Everybody in the theater was screaming when a jump scare came about. I'm the only one sitting there who knows when a jump scare is coming, so I didn't find it that scary because I know when it's coming, and jump scares haven't really been that scary for me. But the fact that people say that jump scares are what is scary is kind of sad, because I knew a lot of people who were saying that this movie is freaking them out and that they're gonna have a hard time sleeping at night. And I'm like, not really. This movie was not that scary like it should have been, like the first movie was. The first movie scared the shit out of me. But I don't know. And yes, the first movie does rely on jump scares, but they were a lot more effective in the first one. Now, my third and final complaint is that tonally this movie is all over the place. So, for example, there's a part in the movie where somebody's soul gets basically taken. And so, a lot of things are at stake. Why the hell would you be making jokes in the middle of it? Why? The humor in this movie, though not the best, at times it was kind of funny, it always distracted from the scariness of the movie. And I don't know what to say aside from the funniness. The humor was misplaced and does not belong in a movie like this. If this was a parody of the Insidious movies, fine, the humor should be there. But this isn't. This is a prequel, and this movie did not have a consistent tone. It would go from serious, dark, and depressing immediately into lighthearted, funny, and quirky. And in my opinion, they didn't mesh well at all. There's a scene where people are trying to get inside this tunnel and whatever, and the humor just doesn't work. And that's one of my main complaints with this movie. I don't know what the heck else to say. But funny enough, at the end of the day, I don't think Insidious, The Last Key is even that bad of a movie. Yes, the story is complicated, but I never said it was bad. The story itself is pretty well done. The story is very good, and it provides some really good moments of character development from Elise, and that's another thing. The performances are very freaking good, especially with the actress that portrays Elise. She has a ton of time to shine in this movie, and it works so well. And she nailed it. And not only that, another really cool thing that I liked about this movie was the fact that it tied in with the original. We see basically the main kid's point of view. We see where he sees the red door. And that's the thing, is that when they're escaping the monster at the end, they open up this red door and it leads right into where the kid was. And then it has a cliffhanger for basically the first Insidious movie, where the red devil basically pops up out of this window. And I enjoyed that. But at the end of the day, this movie is very divisive for me. It doesn't have the scares, and it doesn't have the consistent tone that the originals have. Even 2 and 3 were very consistent in tone. As a matter of fact, I loved the first two. The third one was just good. But with this one, if I'm being honest, I'd probably say it's the worst out of the series. But that doesn't mean it's bad. I think this is an okay movie. Luckily, it's not awful. It has fairly competent performances, but with it being totally indifferent, and with the humor not always being placed in the right spot, and with the story being complicated, I'm going to give Insidious: The Last Key a 6 out of 10. Alright, so well, there we go. We just went over Insidious: The Last Key. If you guys enjoyed the other Insidious movies, you should probably enjoy this movie. You'd probably think it's okay. But with me, I wish that it was scarier, and I wish that it actually knew what it was trying to be. I think that this movie should have been called The Backstory to Elise, because that's basically what this is. So, there you go. I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever the heck time you're watching this, and expect tomorrow a review of Mamma Mia, which in my opinion is one of the worst musicals of all time, and then on Tuesday, we are going to be looking over a movie that I wish I would have seen last year, so in that way I could have given this movie the proper attention that it should have given. I'm not gonna tell you what that movie is. You'll just have to wait till Tuesday. And there you go. I will see you guys next time.